Okay, we're starting the recording.
Okay, are
And
you
that
gonna
got
keep that
captured.
first part in there?
No, that was like I stopped the entire video.
Ah, I
Oh,
see.
Yeah. Okay, take two. Now the people know. This is take two. Um, I'm fishing again, and we're gonna talk about random stuff this time. But I guess it'll be focused. But you'll see the tree of our logic. I'm Shil or Shilvio, whatever, and I've got two guys with or people with me. Guys is like the plural word anyway. Anyway,
It's
um,
fine.
Uh, introduce yourselves.
I'm Katie.
and I'm Charlie. We didn't ruin it for each other this time.
Yep.
That's why we
Yep,
do take twos.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, now we're all so prepared.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess we really imagine if I just let it go on and had nothing recording, it was just like video. So you're just seeing someone fish, but there are no sounds. Like you don't even hear the rain.
It's creepy because it's just you have no idea what's going on.
No idea.
I don't know.
I
It
don't
would
know.
be like a
Silence
desktop.
scary.
I'm
Yeah.
not scared at all by silence. I don't know.
I don't know. I suppose it comes and goes. Sometimes it's a little bit foreboding and unnerving.
Ooh.
Sometimes it's very welcome.
I don't know. Wait, do
Yeah,
you think we're I guess predisposed to be afraid of silence, or is it the lack of sound that we're not used to that makes it scary?
Well, I mean, I enjoy quiet. I mean, there's a big difference between quiet and silence. Silence, when you can't hear anything, there's no like frogs croaking in the background, there's no birds, there's no just sounds of life. That's unnerving. But quiet, that's really nice.
yeah,
So I think it's important to make the distinction.
Hmm.
and again, silence doesn't really scare me. So
Wait, so
I
if
don't
you
know.
were in
It's
like a
just,
sound deprivation box type room, is that scary or is it just unnerving?
I think I'd be more scared by the fact that I'm like locked in a place intentionally.
understandable. I don't know. I personally would probably have a lot of difficulty with it. I've read about those, or well, heard, I suppose, about those rooms where with like negative decibel um, things and how people can't stay in there very long without going crazy.
I
Because you
just find
can,
it really funny. You've heard about a room that takes away sound.
yeah, right.
Sounds, I don't know. The sentence just is a
Read.
little
I
fishy.
read online about these rooms where people can't stay in there for very long and you can supposedly hear your own hair growing and things like that, and it's just crazy and maddening.
I don't believe that you can hear your own hair growing. I just don't think
I
that that
Yeah,
happens
that
fast
doesn't.
enough to make a sound.
Yeah, I mean, sort of that general idea though, where you can hear things you wouldn't usually be able to hear
Yeah.
within yourself, sort
I
of
think it'd be
thing.
weird, but I can't imagine that that would terrify me. It's like, that's always happening. It's just now I
Yeah.
can hear it.
Oh, I think or I think it'd be similar to, you know, sitting at night and like feeling your heartbeat. And you know your heart's a muscle, right? But
Yeah.
you don't really understand that, blood is going from one area, there's a contraction, and blood comes into this other area, and there's another contraction. Like when you feel that, it feels kind of weird. It freaks me out a little bit.
Hmm.
But I guess hearing, I'm not sure what hearing is. The feeling is really weird to me. But the
But I don't
hearing,
know. I usually feel my heart beat, kinda.
yeah.
But
I
then again, I
really
don't have a heart. Just kidding,
cold
I
hearted
do.
Cold as
bitch.
ice.
Um, I suppose I really only notice when my heart's beating really fast because I'm super out of shape, like when I walk up the stairs. Or occasionally, it kind of runs in my family, strange heart palpitations. So every now and then, it'll feel like it's skipping a beat or like it just stopped for a second, which always is really unnerving. I use that word a lot. I know. I'm sorry.
It's a good word.
It's unsettling. It's different enough. Because it's always, oh shit, am I gonna die? Am I gonna have a heart attack? Why is my heart beating improperly? Why is it having difficulty doing the one thing it's supposed to do?
That's why I can't take
You had one job.
anti-allergy. Allergy medication for me makes my heart flutter.
I've never heard of that. That's really scary.
What does the heart
it's
fluttering
weird.
feel like?
It just feels like it the way I describe it, it's like if your heartbeat was pushing air and blood out.
That's weird.
What? That doesn't sound real.
I mean, I obviously I don't think it actually doing that is possible, but I can understand that that's probably what it. I can understand that description of how it feels, I guess. I don't know.
I'm catching.
I don't like it when my
Not very
heart
happy.
skips a beat or flutters, whatever is actually doing the irregular beating. It really scares me. Like makes my stomach drop a little bit.
Oh, has anybody watched anything scary recently? Like a scary-ish movie?
What kind of scary?
Scary movie? Because scary movies
I
are
watched
fun.
Shutter Island.
For the first time, that's been out forever. That's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
Yeah, I know it's been out forever. I never really heard about it, and I watched it.
It's good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Is that more a psychological movie? Or
Yes.
Kind of, but
Literally.
literally?
It's literally a psychological movie.
I don't know.
I don't
Psychological
wanna
tends
spoil
to
it,
scare me more than most things. Like
Oh,
the idea
definitely.
that people are just performing surgical operations to fuck with your head. That always freaks me out. That kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Fear of the unknown is usually what's more terrifying.
Really?
I mean,
I'm typically intrigued by that stuff.
yeah, it's intriguing in the right environment, but that's what horror movies usually thrive on is fear of the unknown. You don't if you're being experimented on or whatever and you don't know what they're doing, or I don't know. I remember reading or like watching this short horror film that was this woman was, or well, I don't know if it was a woman actually, I don't remember. It was a person who, from their point of view, it looks like they're being operated on, and they slowly like wake up and are in this situation, and then the nurse or doctor leans over her and says, "You don't think we know you're awake, do you?"
Oh,
And then she's like, "We know you're supposed to, or you're supposed to be awake for this. We want you to feel it," or something creepy like that. I don't remember. I forget
what
what
you're
we were even
talking
talking
about.
about.
I know the situation you're talking about. We're talking about like psychological things and fear of the unknown.
Thank you, 'cause I totally lost it.
watched Shutter Island before, but it didn't creep me out or anything. It was interesting. So
I don't remember much about it.
Yeah, I know. I think I only remember the last scene where somebody gave him something and they're like, nope, he's still insane. He thought he was some kind of agent.
Yeah, I mostly remember the twist, the plot twist,
Yeah.
and then there's one scene where there's like a guy in a jail cell or like a little isolation room and he's naked, and I remember being able to see his junk because it came out a long time ago and I remember seeing it when it first came out.
2010.
I was like, oh my god, they didn't censor it, and that's mostly what I remember from that movie.
Wow. A different takeaway for different people.
Yeah.
I know, right? It's selective memory. It wasn't even like, whoa, look at that, that's hot kind of thing. It was like, what? They didn't censor that?
Huh.
They could
Yeah,
do
gosh. How terrifying. Human penis.
that? I know, right?
First I thought you were gonna say
Well-
human being. Jeez.
For a woman,
Right
a
now.
flaccid penis is a very, very weird thing.
I will take note of that.
Because it's not something we're used to seeing. It's just like, what? That's what it looks like in most contexts.
Gosh. Sorry to any viewers.
I know, right?
I'm gonna stop.
I'm just gonna like manually catch
As in-
this fish right now, so someone has something else to think about.
Oh, I'm not sorry for that. I'm sorry anybody that has AED and has to go through this situation daily and is very afraid of showing their flaccid penis to a woman.
Oh God.
Okay.
No, it's like I don't know, because in most contexts that a woman sees, it's not flaccid,
Okay. I think we
and
get
it's
it.
it's okay. I don't know. It's weird because we're not used to seeing it.
So
Wow.
I don't know. How much anime do you guys watch on the regular?
Not much anymore.
Pretty much none.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, pretty much none anymore.
I'd watch, so
Sorry.
I'm also interested in like more psychological than scary shows, and I watched Perfect Blue recently. It's like an old anime movie, but it is freaking weird. I mean, really, really weird. Essentially, somebody, oh, the main character, I don't remember their name. They're like some pop idol girl thing. I don't know what that's really called. Um, and
Pop Idol. That's
yeah,
basically it.
but like young, so before university, when you're in high school, you have some kind of thing. You could be a musician, you could be on the track team, play on the sport team, whatever, or you could be an idol, like a singer. And she was in the singing group, and then she wanted to move on and like do more in the realm of like acting and movie-ish things to further her career.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But there's a part of her that really wants to be this idol character and stay like clean and like young, and this other part of her that wants to like mature and move on with her life. Um,
Hmm.
and she ended up developing like a split personality, which was super, super hard to understand mid-movie. So this movie's like freaking 2 hours long or less, probably less. And you could barely tell when she like was the real her was in control or when she was acting for a movie, or or if she was hallucinating and being an
Hmm.
idol. And then she's also like half paranoid because she thinks people are watching her now, because of this other personality that is doing things. It's scary because you might think that in making a decision, you kind of start, segmenting yourself like in your own head. Like, oh yeah,
Hmm.
I used to draw, and I wish I were still an artist in quotes, but now, you know, I'm I'm an engineer, and now every once in a while, your little artist part of you does something, but your engineering side of you kind of ignores it. So you end up creating a rift in your own mind. Um,
Tell me about it.
it is the movie. Oh my goodness, scary. Scary because you were just really confused. But you're trying to understand the character.
That reminded me. I really wanted to see that movie that just recently came out about the guy with like 26 personalities who kidnaps the two
Oh, M.
girls.
Night Shyamalan movie.
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. Yeah.
Is that literally the title? I don't believe that.
It's
No, no,
called
no.
Split.
Oh yeah, that
Split.
makes more sense.
I don't know. I wanted to see it.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong is just the director.
No, yeah. I was just making fun of his stupid name.
That's racist.
How is it racist? Anybody of any race, of any ethnicity, anything can have a stupid name.
Shama Lama
I just
Ding
I
Dong.
just think it sounds kind of silly.
So I tried using the swipey thingy on my phone to look it up, and I got the word shamanic?
I'm pretty sure
Shamanic.
it's Shyamalan.
It's M Night Shyamalan.
So I have to type that in, and I'm a little bit too lazy to do that, so I won't do it. Wait, so you said it was Split. When did that come out?
Yeah,
Is it out
in the
yet?
last
Fairly
year.
recently.
This year?
Yeah, last few months.
Oh, last year.
Yeah,
Okay. I was
I
interested
don't
in that.
remember exactly when.
I don't either. It was this year.
Is
Not
Yeah,
in the last year, I guess this year, I should have said.
yeah.
What's like the scariest, I guess, actual psychological disorder that you think someone can have?
Probably schizophrenia.
Why?
I don't actually know
Probably
anybody with
like
schizophrenia.
I don't
Actually, I
either.
do, but
Ooh.
haven't talked to her since she got schizophrenia. So.
Oh. Um, Schizophrenia or like associative or dissociative personality disorder, whatever they're calling the like split personalities, whatever the PC thing is or the actual name, I never know. Because
Yeah,
they're calling, I don't know. There's like different categories of identity disorders and personality disorder. I don't know. Everything's got a fancy name. I don't know.
yeah, so it
I
was
almost
a
said something
dissociative
super
identity
terrible.
disorder, it was DID. I remember doing a little project on that in high school.
I I wanted to take AP Psych because the actual Psych in high school was only a semester, but then I didn't sign up soon enough, so I missed out on a lot of Psych knowledge.
Well, at least you didn't become another psych major.
Oh my god. As much as I love it and would love to be a Psych major, I'm not going to be that other white girl that's Psych major because she thinks she can help people so much.
Is that like a thing? Do people really think about that?
Yes.
Really?
The typical white girl, I'm going to be a Psych major because I think I can help people so much, or just, oh my god, it's so interesting. That's like basic white bitch college major.
Huh.
Yeah,
Never,
tons and tons of people do that.
never thought of it that way.
Like I remember in my orientation for my freshman year of college, I was put into like I think it was College of Letters and Science,
Hmm.
which I never understood, but so we were kind of split up and we were just going around the circle. Everybody, what's your intended major? And I swear it was basically a tie between undecided and psych.
Oh,
Yep.
but I think,
And then,
do you think that there's like a, a, a wanting to understand the human condition that makes people choose psychology? Or is it
I
just I don't know and psychology sounds cool, so I'll choose that?
both, probably the second more so though. I mean, it's one of those things where I feel bad for the people who are genuinely into it and genuinely want to do it and genuinely are trying to help people. It's like the same way with feminists now. Nobody takes feminists seriously because everybody only thinks of the feminazis.
yeah,
It's one of those things.
I don't know. I don't take feminazis seriously, but I think feminism's still a thing.
I know, but well, obviously you do. You and I have had long discussions about how we share the exact same opinion.
Well, yeah,
But
it's also something to
um,
consider.
but like the layman,
How many laymen are there about this subject?
I don't know.
Feminism. Do you beat your wife?
Oh my goodness. I got some kind of I wish I recorded it. I wish I took some screenshots or something. In the middle of doing a survey, I felt something in my head like bubbling up and saying like, is this survey accusing me of being a bad person? It's like it doesn't feel like there's any good way to answer a question that they produce a statement and they say put it on a scale and you're given like 1, 2, 3, and 4. If there were 5, then I can choose like a middle ground. There is no 5, no middle ground. If it's something that doesn't really apply to you, like at all, there's no NA or not available or not applicable. This
Hmm.
survey made me bubble when I was taking it, and I ended up quitting halfway and like emailing the people that designed it, and I shared my opinion. Um, hopefully, it
Damn,
was.
you took it very seriously then.
I take these things pretty seriously because I know how difficult it is to get people to respond to these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
think if you send it to me, I'm part of your target population. let me try to answer it to the best of my ability so you can get some datas. And, I'm a real person, so you'll get some real data.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, there's sometimes... Oh, the lighting effect is coming in. I think it's the morning time in the game. Oh, it's not raining, that's why we can see it. Okay, cool. Anyway, so there's there are some times though when a survey is just so poorly written that I don't
Yeah.
know if you can have the average person, and I assume that I'm average, um, can properly
Uh,
questions.
I think there's questions that kind of lead you to answers, especially political surveys.
But I mean, the difference between a good question and a bad question in a survey can be, if you're priming the person mid-question to answer a particular way, right? So if I'm asked the question in quotes, "Do you beat your wife?" There's an automatic no. So I'm not even gonna think about my actions. I just don't want to be looked at as a bad guy. Not that I beat my wife.
Well, yeah, but like it is a yes or no question.
Well, and then there's the problem is that these things aren't yes or no. It's like on a scale. So everything's on a scale to give.
how often do you beat your wife?
Do you beat her until she bleeds?
Do you beat her until unconsciousness, or just until she shuts up?
So like these kinds of questions are. So if you have like that question next to something else, like after you're already riled up from thinking about the last one, and you have to go on to freaking, 14 others, the way I answer the questions afterwards, it's like totally messed up now. Like I can't take it
I agree.
seriously. I'll be taking it really seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just something that irked me. If I could get a copy of those questions, but I think because I already told the guys off, they might not be willing to share with me. Now every time I take a survey, I'm totally recording those questions. Because they're interesting, right? They're looking for answers and they're going to do stats with it. So it's interesting. I went on a rant just now.
That's fine. Isn't that what this is supposed
Gosh,
to be
I
about?
didn't really think that was much of a rant. You didn't sound angry or anything.
I don't think I ever sound angry.
It's a lovely quality to have.
Oh.
I always sound angry.
Not true.
I usually sound angry, and I always look angry. I've got bitchy resting face.
I
Have you
think
ever
other
seen
people
that
have it
video?
worse. Yeah, I have. I pity the people
Chills,
who
have
have
you
to
seen
deal
it?
with that.
I haven't, obviously not. But
Okay.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's not horrible. It makes, I don't know.
It's
I'm
a really funny video though. You should watch it.
I'm a weird person when it comes to that. Like I was interested in one of our hall mates, like person down the hall. She said she was a evil monster in the morning. I'm the kind of person that wants to wake her up just to experience the evil monster in the morning.
Okay, calm down, Satan.
So, yeah, I don't.
If she makes a point of telling you that she's horrible, she's either really like trying to warn you, or she just wants you to leave her the fuck alone
I know.
so she can
That's
deal with her
that's
shit.
my problem.
She's
right?
she is going to absolutely hate you if you fuck with her after she told you that. You are going to make yourself an enemy real fast.
And knowing that, I'm even more intrigued. That's my problem.
Okay. No, that's the problem with scientists. You just wanna keep poking with the stick and just keep going, even after the penguin really has had enough of that stick poking.
I love penguins. I was gonna ask.
think
Wait, actually, go first.
I read about. No.
I think penguin is far from the most dangerous option of creature you could have picked for that. So
I know, but I thought of it because I remember reading about There were scientists who were trying to determine whether something had an effect on how often or how soundly penguins slept. So the way that they conducted the study was literally they would just poke the penguin with a stick at different times of the day while it was asleep and observe the reaction. So that's why it came to mind when I said poking it with a stick and scientists.
The brain is amazing.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
If I were doing a dungeon run right now, I would be in Par. So there are these like evil penguins. They're called wicked penguins, and they are the most annoying enemy. Not only do they like waddle towards you, they're super fast, unlike real penguins. They like pull skills and you don't know when they do a skill. So you can attack them and they're actually using defense, but you can't tell they're doing defense. You hit them with whatever you're holding, and they're like, no. And they like go and like kick you like 3 times and then do like a belly floppy thingy for the final takedown. And they multi aggro. The worst part. So unless you have like good AoEs, you're gonna get wrecked by penguins. Granted, they hit like 1s and 2s on you. But getting manhandled by penguins, not something I want to do at night.
Getting manhandled by penguins. Just that phrase.
I don't know. I'm gonna upload a little tiny clip, with the annoying commentary of me just getting frustrated by these penguins.
I cannot wait to see that.
It's really annoying. Penguins.
Love penguins.
Wait, so I was gonna ask, and this is like one of those random questions. What's your favorite animal if you have one?
Well, it depends who you're asking. Me or Charlie.
You can go first if you want.
It's probably a tie between bears and snakes.
That's not threatening at all.
I know, right?
I mean, yeah, I'd have to go somewhere between bear and octopus. Octopi are so fucking cool.
Oh, yeah. There's so many animals I love, too, that I could just... But top 2, bears and snakes. Octopi are just fucking awesome, too, though.
Is there a particular kind of octopus?
Blue-ringed. I'm just kidding. Just because those are the most deadly. No, all octopi are incredibly intelligent. And I love hearing stories about them escaping zoos and stuff. Like the one about there's this octopus who lived in a tank across from these other endangered krill or shrimp or whatever. It was something else in this other tank that kept mysteriously disappearing. So finally they checked the security footage, and this octopus had memorized the like night patrol's route and then escaped its tank, like suction cup walked across the hall, crawled into that tank, ate those things, and then crawled back into its own tank, all before the night guard came by and saw what was happening.
Now that's a midnight snack.
Yeah. It's so amazing to
But
me.
they can survive outside of water. Is that
I
what
mean,
I'm
not for
fishing
very
from this
long,
story? Oh,
but
they can.
I don't know. I'd love to have a pet octopus. I looked into it a little bit.
I don't think the octopus would want to be your pet though.
I don't think you would either. Then again, I don't think anything would want to be my pet. I drowned my hermit crabs when I was real little.
Is that possible?
Well, only one of them. I remember it. I had 2 little hermit crabs in this little tiny hermit crab tank, and I was 3 years old, which still. And I remember taking the small one with the little red shell and putting it in its water dish. And I said to my mom, "Look, he's drinking." And she said, "No, honey, he's dead. You drowned him."
Oh man. I never had like pets. when I was a twerp, we had like fish, and they don't really count because they don't do anything besides want your foods. Like
I killed my fish too.
you're the worst.
Well, I was also like 3 or 4 years old, and I didn't mean to.
No excuses.
And I didn't mean to kill the hermit crab either. I didn't know that would kill him. I didn't have a concept of death yet. I was 3 years old, and
I
my
wonder if
my
that's
fish.
why we get pets for kids.
And then my fish actually died because
You drowned it too.
no, yes, I drowned my pet fish. No, I used to just stick my whole arm in the tank and like chase them around with my hands and try to catch
You're
them.
the worst. You're giving fish anxiety.
But then at the same time, I killed so many fish by doing that. There were so many toilet funerals. But through all of that, I had the same algae eater that lived long after I tried to get rid of the aquarium. Long after my parents were finally like, okay, you're killing too many fish. We're not buying you anymore.
Wait, so how long did it take for you to determine the idea, to understand that, pets die? Was that after like the
I
fourth
don't know.
fish or the second and crab?
It was a lot more than
or-
4, I think.
How many fish needed to fucking die before you realized that you probably shouldn't chase them around with your hands?
I didn't know. I didn't know that was what was killing them. I just knew that Daddy had to keep going to the store to keep buying me more fish.
Wow. I guess
I don't-
everybody's
I
kind of
don't even-
stupid when they're young.
I don't even remember most of this. All I remember is sticking my hand like up to my shoulder in that fish tank and chasing them around. And then my dad, like years later, when it came up and I had a concept of death and all that and understanding, my parents explained to me that they had died and my dad kept buying me more because I had been doing that.
They instead of stopping you from killing them.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember. This is just...
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is this like a decent teaching moment for a kid? Right? Like
It
when...
depends on the age.
Right. So you hear the story of like the bunny funeral, right? And because no, parents go out of their way to do this elaborate thing. We're like, the bunny's like sleeping now. You would
I
hate
think-
to have to do that with a human being, right?
Oh
I
god.
would just like... No, it was actually very soon after the fish that I understood the concept of death when our family dog died.
Okay, so does that mean fish are not very good pets for this? We should just stop wasting fish for that. If dogs do a really good job
I
at
mean,
driving
I
the
think
fish
Fish
it's-
also just kind of die a lot. Like fish,
They do.
they
This
don't
is
last
also
long.
true. Sometimes
Depending-
even when you take proper care of them, you have the perfect tank, you keep it clean, you treat them well, they die anyways. So fish aren't exactly a good representation of pet management.
Yeah.
That being said, I had fish that lived for fucking years.
Yes, so sometimes
Okay,
they'll die as soon as you get
Charlie.
them, and sometimes they'll live
Well,
for
I mean,
years.
yeah. Well, like I don't know. I must have gotten real lucky with my fish because there's only like once where I had a fish that died really quickly. It's like a couple weeks, but most of them live like 2 to 3 years. One of them lived like fucking 7 years.
Jesus, fuck.
Yeah.
In general, though, I do think getting pets for kids is good life lesson,
At the same
especially when they
time,
die.
I am.
Their utility
you know.
spikes.
I mean, it teaches them responsibility depending on the pet. Like if it's a dog, they have to, commit to taking it out for walks and feeding it and things. But I mean, there's also a difference between the kid having a pet and there being like a family pet that mommy and daddy take care of and the kid just gets to play with. But it teaches about, like I said, responsibility and the ability to care for something other than yourself. And then, mommy and daddy get a really opportune moment when little fishy or little bunny finally keels over and they can teach you about life and death.
All right, I think
'Cause
I'm going to end this little section here. It's like 30. It's like 34 minutes, so that's good. And we'll do one like really, really soon. All right, so see you for now. I guess this is really awesome. I'm really bad with these outros. I should have like an auto outro like recorded and everything. I'm just gonna like press the stop button.
Take care of little bunny Foo Foo.
Oh gosh. Yeah, autofish.